Hi, everybody. This is Melissa, your free range psychic. And today is election day for many, not necessarily for me, but it's a very, very important election for New Jersey, Virginia. What is the other state that is really majorly important? I don't remember. You'll let me know. Um, but a lot of important elections. And so tell me about it, you guys. Did you vote and how's it going? Um, it's like it's all ramped up on the, the intensity, right? So it is November the 4th, 2025. And yep, how many days into an insane presidency where the cabinet members are now hiding on military bases? Um, Yes, I. This is advice to people. Do you see what's on my cup? I don't want to spill because it's so hot. It says just breathe. Hi, everybody. Hey, Pixie, I saw you earlier. Let me say hi to you guys. Pam, Palmarian 3517. So you're saying you just got home after voting, probably village. I mean, various um, small items, I guess. You can let me know what you voted for. Um, Hey, Suzanne. Hey, CMP. Hey, Sharon Ann. Hey, Hayes, Mom, 25. Hey, Juanita. Hey, hi. It's it's like we're living in some kind of like historical fiction, but it's been modernized for our age. Like we're in the 1920s somehow. I guess there's a lot of things to talk about today, really. Even though some of it has just been ongoing, but some of it's been interesting. Like the internet's been very interesting. YouTube has been very interesting. I've been watching a lot about Erica Kirk scandalous hug with JD. Oh my God, it's just rabbit hole after rabbit hole. It's so funny. But they deserve it, it was scandalous in front of millions of people. What came to my mind was that Erica is auditioning for First Lady. So she's, got that prom queen, beauty contestant voice. She's so affected, she's so for America to so that we vote for her, that she wins the campaign to, be BP's first lady and potentially, oh God forbid, our first lady. That's what she wants. And of course, JD wants a white Christian trad wife who's got a lot of power and access to millions and millions of dollars and followers. Oh, she's perfect. And Portia, the wife, who is, oh, is there feedback? Is there feedback? I hear Sharon, you say it sounds like there's crackling in and out. I'm just going to tick around with my microphone. Whoops. I'm sorry about that. Am I still breaking up? I got out of it and came back. I hope I sound better. I don't know why it would be breaking up, except Mercury retrograde, full moon. Oh, good. So, Selma, you voted yes on Prop 50? Oh, great, great. See, that is my ultimate fix for everything. Uh, you, here, let me put this back where it belongs. You turn it off and then you turn it back on. You unplug it, then you plug it back. That sounds like 90% of how I fix things. It just 10%, the other issues, but turn on, turn off, turn back on. So, Linda, hey, you're saying someone compared Donnie Trump to Anthony Twilight. It's a good thing, Billy Mummy, where people were turned into monsters by him if they had bad thoughts of him. At least 45 has no psychic power. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty damn scary. He does look like a zombie. Like he's not alive, like he's functioning from some other um, life force that's not human. Hey, Seahawk and Carrie. Let's see who I missed when I went turned off or got out of StreamYard and came back. Um, I was talking about Eric Kirk and that whole kerfuffle. Maybe people are sick of talking about it, but it's just been so much fun to watch, just various takes, and they're infinite on that whole thing. It's so funny. What do I see about? We're talking about Chirum's MRI. Okay, I'll get into it. Let me see what they say. My guides, I'm using my pendulum. Uh, I've yet to perfect the lighting. I'm in my kitchen. I'm by a window. I don't have other places that are as well situated as this, but even when I've had lighting, it never seems to be as good as I'd like it to be. That's an interesting question. I'm going to put that up, but I'm going to answer any baby's question because I want to attend to that too. I get this always. It's ischemic um, damage. Like I guess they're trying to tell me it's very evident when they look at his an MRI evidence of his brain. They say that he's had like lots of mini strokes and he's in cognitive decline. There's damage there, and that's why he had a second MRI. And he is on drugs, the latest drugs for Alzheimer's and dementia. But the problem that they have is that he's so unstable. The instability in the brain, you can prop up the brain and the body only so far, but after enough damage, imagine that his brain's a battery that's been dropped and then slowly is going out of polarity. And that happens over time. It's not something that's right away. It's like that. It has to do with the mitochondria. You healers out there know what that is. And, there's a whole electrical dance that goes on in the brain. And it's pretty well orchestrated for the majority of the time. But for him, it glitches. And it may be functioning okay for a while. And then something happens and then there's some kind of crisis. And then he needs to be stabilized by medication and hydration and blood transfusions, adrenochrome. Just joking. Maybe not totally joking. Hey, at LFC 1976. Yes, thank you, Annie Baby. That's what I'm trying to say. transient ischemic attacks. So you can't, unless you replace the brain. I mean, we're not at a point where you can really. It's not like healing a broken bone or something. The brain is very complex, and because it's it's electrical activity, and there's a whole cascade of events that can happen that can I guess I'm talking about like when things short circuit, So I think that that's what they saw. I mean, the test he's talking about, and I think he gets traumatized by those tests because he keeps on bringing them up, and it's unnecessary, really. And he didn't do very well on that test, by the way. But the thing is, the doctors and his handlers, he's such a baby. He's so difficult to talk to, and he's so extreme, and he has a hard time understanding certain things. So, and he's very stubborn. And so they tend to get conditioned into just saying, oh yeah, and he would fire people. Oh, you're doing great. This is fantastic. You're the smartest president we've ever had. Because he's conditioned them to do that, and it's the only thing they really can do. They can't really tell him the truth, even though I do believe he suspects the truth, because this is what the guys are showing me. Hey, hi, Kay Nelson. He has periods of time that he forgets. He has periods of time that are just gone from his memory. And he covers for them just like most people would if they don't want people to know. I put another part of Vinny Babies up. He needs more plane trips. Yeah. Every time he goes on those trips, there's so much pressure in those cabins, and there's so much, and the circadian rhythm, the time changes, and he has a hard time with all of that. So, okay, let me see what else, or if there's anything else the guys want to say. The guides say this man. Oh, and we're going to get to the reptilian. The question you had about the reptilian look. Well, when people are and I want to say that narcissism itself is a disease of the brain, because there's only and the scientists and neuroscientists have done imagery of the brains of narcissists, and they're very specific. You can read an MRI, or you could read a scan of the brain, or a CT scan, and you can see it, brain imaging. That because you have your left side of the brain that's very linear and analytical, and then you have your right hemisphere, which is emotional reciprocity, and where your empathy lies, and you have your frontal lobe where your executive decision making is, and if some of that is damaged, and usually for narcissists, I believe it's the right brain and the frontal lobe. Poor decision making, impulsivity. Sometimes there's or I'd say almost 90% of the time, if not more, an ADD overlay. And then lack of empathy, lack of ability to bond and connect with people. But the dominant, as a narcissist grows older, the dominant brain is really the lizard brain, the reptilian brain. That's I want to say the root of the brain. And it's the survival brain, and where the appetites lay, and anger lays, and lust, and jealousy, and all of that is usually really inflamed if you were to mirror or image it, and that's where they act out of. And you can see the coldness and the distance, and that's where he's coming out of his animal brain or his lizard brain, I should say. That's actually all humans have that brain, but that's just the primal brain. So I'm not. I know you asked if he was an alien, but that's the. It's just a really kind of enhanced part of the brain if somebody's functioning from there. And I'll double check with my guides about that question. Yes, that's what the guide said. We're seeing, his lizard brain, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's an alien. Of course, there's the belief, and I kind of believe. I don't. Kind of is not. I do believe. Back in the day, way long ago, I think we did all come from the stars. I don't necessarily believe that we came from Gaia, from Earth. I think, we came from various star systems. And that's a belief, a very ancient belief, and um, all indigenous tribes, I think, have that belief. So but not alien, like as in present day. No, I don't think so. Oh, see, you're welcome. See, I'm trying to see how to pronounce your name. C Hag W 7630. Oh, back when I was talking about Trump, and I couldn't use the word jet lag for some reason, but that was what I was trying to say about jet lag. You can imagine with everything else he's got going on. And when was that trip? That trip was only a week ago or something. It wasn't that long ago. Let me talk about his health a little bit more, and then I'll get on to some other things. Let's see. They say look out for a big, overwhelming stroke, and that will take his life. And there's nothing the doctors can do to save him. They know that. They know this is just prolonging. And go back. I'm going to go back to talking about Erica and JD. Possibly this really inappropriate, in your face coupling in a psyops kind of way of those two in front of Turning Point, and in front of their people, the white supremacist crowd. They're it's actually intentional and being pushed because they're worried, and I say they, the people behind this current regime, of what happens when the dear leader passes, and then we have JD with a brown wife, right? Usha, poor Usha, like a pagan heathen wife, and they think they have to make him at least acceptable for their base, or his base, I should say, or JD wants it to be his base. He's trying so hard to appeal to the white supremacists. He doesn't care about appealing to anybody else. He wants the money, from Turning Point, because they run out of money all the time. And JD really, I don't think, has that appeal to have the backers that Trump has. So that's his cash cow. And a pun intended, no pun intended, because it comes with CK's ex-wife. God, it was only September when that tragic assassination happened. I was going to say accident. It wasn't an accident. It was an assassination. We also know that, although we don't really know who. I think that trial of Turner, is it Turner? Or Tyler, is still going on, but it's very secretive, and God knows. But uh, it's so performative, the way that it happened, and of course we all had to see it. All had to be public, and all this happened. But it's all like the aftermath is being sped up. Rushing to turn Erica into CEO. Just boom, there she is. And then JD takes over that podcast. Or well, he not take is he taking over the podcast, or is Erica doing the podcast? But he was there, right? Just immediately being at least one of the first guests. And all of that, it seems disgusting and um, inappropriate and everything gross. The way that they seem to be together, allegedly, looks like it, but we don't know their private lives. But there's a reason for that. It's not just because they're completely tasteless people. I think they are actually, but I mean those black leather pants. She could have painted them on. Do you know who she reminds me of in a weird way? Tammy Faye Baker, the evangelist whose husband, was caught up in scandal, and Tammy, all the tears with the mascara. But she had that kind of blonde, extra type of personality. And I had this vision of JD and Erica as a televangelist grifters. Like they would be the perfect couple to replace the Falwells. And, that's who they are really. Yeah. Tammy Faye in her makeup. Yeah. Do you remember? Erica's kind of like that. And it's like her tears are so like fake. She's a terrible actor, but she's so like I think it's the way that pageant contestants, are taught to act. But I think that is why that's happening. It's like they're just trying to, is it put the cart before the horse? They're just trying to get us to this place so that when dear leader passes, and everybody probably is just waiting for the day. They think it's going to be sooner than later because of his MRI and his health problems. Somehow his base that becomes more and more narrow all the time can accept JD, because I do believe that he wants to, throw Usha to the curb. And here you go, Erica Kirk, everybody. Then, potentially the next Erica Vance. And she's got her own history. But this is all entertainment purposes only. I'm just psychic. I'm asking my guides. What do I know? It's so inappropriate for our VP speaking for turning up. Yeah, maybe Erica thought the pants would remind him of a couch. Yeah, I've seen those memes on from TikTok, but I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen quite a few. I've heard her referred to as his new couch. And I think I'm missing some comments here. Am I? They did an X-ray of his head, and there was a little man saying "space for rent." So everything is performative. Everything is a psyop. They don't do anything that's not overtly extra and obvious. And what comes to mind is the party, the Great Gatsby party that they had around Halloween. I just, I can't, I can't. Think about how many millions of dollars that party probably cost. And at the time they knew they were going to, stop SNAP benefits. And of course, the battle is still waging for SNAP benefits. Trump really thinks that is the way that he's going to get the big, beautiful bill, budget going or passed. And, or I mean, it was passed, but, he doesn't want to give in any of it because he's spending that money like it was water, like crazy. And he's made all these promises to all his supporters and his investors. And I mean, he wants to bring that home. And he has this narcissistic belief that it's okay to have those psyops in front of people. It's perverse, right? The cruelty is the point. Oh, it was all your comments are coming up here, any baby. It's 3 million. Yeah, it looked like it cost several $1 million. and you wonder, yeah, it's just so insane. Um, so Jasmine's saying the felon's assignment is almost up, and JD the Christian can't wait to take over their realms. That's true. He is just so thirsty. They're both thirsty. Erica and JD make a good thirsty couple. They're so thirsty. Um, and I'm going to ask about what is the outcome of that, allegedly, anyway. What are you saying here, Sharon? Um, MTG is worried about losing her seat because people who voted for her are losing their benefits and businesses. Oh, was there some conversation about how MTG is, uh, talking truth to power? And you also said that he probably won't make it to the midterms. Ah, um, so I can ask about MTG, but I don't know if I care whether she's sincere or not, right now, because she's necessary. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happened to her, but yeah, I mean, I think she's like seeing the writing on the wall regarding her constituents and her desire to carry on and be voted back in. I do believe that. So, Linda, you're saying the party was a deliberate slap in America's face again after the poop video when tearing down the East, or yeah, then tearing down the East Wing. He hates us and doesn't care if it shows. He wants it to show. He wants it to show. You say it's the least of our issues. MTG is the least of our issues. We have ICE acting as Gestapo, and it's their wet dreams, right, coming true. People like Noam and um, you know uh, Stephen Miller. It's so horrible. But that's the point. Cruelty is the point. They probably fantasize about being Nazis for all their lives. Oh, let's bring that time back again. And a lot of them did have past lives as Nazis, allegedly, or so my guides say. And here they are. They're reveling in this ultimate power. I wonder what stories are going to come out about the party too. I see um, a lot of nefarious things happened at that party. I believe it was very orgiastic, if you know what I mean. But if you look at history, we're all students of history, right? What happens when it gets that decadent and that debauched? It falls. It always falls. They cannot rewrite the end of their stories, especially because they're doing exactly the same thing as the villains before them. And I thought of France, right? The French Revolution. Why do they want the French Revolution to happen again? Because that's the conditions that they're setting up. Okay, I will ask. Future of ICE. I'm going to concentrate here and give you the best answers I can. Okay. I'm using my pendulum, but I don't know if you can see it here. Walking away from their jobs because they don't get paid. There's going to be some period where they're not going to get paid. Like they're promised all of this money, but that goes away somehow, and they're treated badly. Um, some are even deported back to their own, because there's a lot of people in ICE that are actually not American citizens and are kind of recruited. This is what my guides say, allegedly recruited from places like Honduras and El Salvador and these countries that are somewhat lawless or have bad reps, where we're sending our so crazy, where we're sending our I don't know, some are legal citizens, or naturalized citizens. And it's all about the money, by the way. They're desperately trying to um, gather 3,000 people because of money. There's money being made with all of this, lots of money. Um, and there's, of course, Stephen Miller, um, he's been wanting this forever because he thinks he can replace the American population into it can be more like compliant. That he wants to bring, and a lot of them want to bring back slavery of brown skin and black skin people, and they want to put Jews in concentration camps as well. As much as they love to blame things on Israel, Netanyahu does not represent the Jews. In fact, in the elections, always, you can look it up, I think over 70% to 80% of Jews vote for the Democratic candidate, and that's of the last election too. They're not supportive of the Republicans. The whole Israel thing is this evangelical belief that Israel has to. There have to be certain specific events that happen or circumstances so that Jesus can come back, the Messiah can come back. But then at that point, the Jews themselves are, unless they convert to Christianity, are rounded up and killed. So it's very convoluted. It's really mixed up. And this whole interest in, moving the capital of Israel from Tel Aviv back to Jerusalem and all of that, that's not for the Jews. And Netanyahu is just like Trump and just like Putin, or any other fascist. He doesn't really represent Jews, so to speak, but he represents this idea of Israel owning Gaza and being able to expand, and if they have some kind of Abrahamic ancient it's like Putin does with the Soviet Union, it belongs to the Jews, but not just the Jews, to the wealthy Jews. It's he's no different from Trump or any of those others, but that doesn't represent Jewish people. But you're getting this undercurrent of a lot of anti-Semitism, and of course misogyny. I mean, look at the party, like a half-naked woman in a champagne cup. Any feminists out there want to critique that little meme there? The attitude that they have towards women, and then you go down the whole line of banning of reproductive freedom, and then of course just like the Nazis, banning gay marriage, and many gay people were burned in the camp or sent to the camps and killed too, and so on and so forth. It's the same playbook. It's no different. They like to make it seem different. Well, part of it is because they want to divide people and have people, just the general public, anti-Muslim, anti-Semitic, anti-female. I actually heard Nick Fuentes, just a little clip of it, and I didn't go back to listen to all of it, and I don't believe I'm taking it out of context, though, where he was laughing and saying women like to be abused, and they like to be, I wish I could say it. I think I can say it on YouTube. I don't know, but assaulted, and they loved it, and he was laughing. I'm thinking, who is this monster? Who are you? How, to say it like that? And he's such a little pisher, yeah. Attacking Jews in the U.S. because people are upset with Israelis, a straight anti-Semitic. Netanyahu, like Trump, does not represent the people. Hamas is a terrorist organization in Gaza. Yeah, exactly. So, people like Candace Owen, who seems like a truth teller, except everything gets blamed on Israel, right? Israel's just a little country. It's a secret service, but a lot of other countries do too. And I keep on missing the Russian influence. Hey, Candace, Putin, anybody? And really, I believe it was Putin who backed Epstein. And there's much connection between Epstein and Putin and Russian banks, just like with Trump. But they love to misinform us, right? Oh, you saw that? See, Haggy? Yeah, I can't even. I don't even know how you say something like that. And he must be about 30, but he looks like he's about 13. And I think isn't he gay? Um, it's bizarro land, and I think because of what happened to CK and what's going on with Erica, I'm being exposed to a lot more of that media than I've ever been exposed to. Because usually I would never, watch Nick Fuentes or never watch. I never have watched any CK any. But now, I guess it's curiosity because it's so crazy that everything went down, and it just reeks of conspiracy. So let's see what else you guys have been saying. Any baby saying T Rump will only pay for the hours they worked, not the income they should have gotten. Yeah, that's what I see that. And I see them walking away, and I see Noam having a difficulty recruiting people. Linda saying, look at Caligula, 3 years and 8 months, and he was stabbed by senators. So it's going to be the same kind of pattern. We're not. Oh, my kitty's coming. Oh, sweetie. We're not cooked enough, like the slow boiling the frogs. But we haven't gotten to that point where we're just going to be compliant about it. It's just not going to happen. We're going to rise up as people and say, no, this is not what we aren't. Just sheep that you can herd, and we're people with feelings and ideas, and I don't think that he can fight that. They can't fight that. They're assuming something that isn't reality in terms of how to manipulate this population. Maybe in small ways they've been successful, or maybe in large ways, because they did get, MAGA did get its cult members, but it's breaking up. I think the cult's shattering. I think that they've just gone too far. When I say they, I mean, the Trump / Putin / and a Saudi Arabian, led GOP. It's too much, too far, and it's too big a country. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense. We don't really have a national identity, except in the way, I mean, we do have a national identity, but we don't have it in the way that Germans have it or the French have it. We're tied together by cultural identity and Disney memes from the past, and certain things, but also the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's our identity. That's our culture. Think about that. It's not. We don't go in our memories to a point when we were this homogenous nation that was going to take over the world, and we were all for it. We're not the Vikings or anything. We're not 1,000-year-old Reich. There are elements of that in the genocide of the Native Americans, and we have gone back and forth in this country regarding that. But I feel like the revolution and the seeds of a democracy, even you may not say we're in like a true democracy, but those seeds have been planted, and we're growing towards that. And that's too much in our national identity, not a homogenous superior culture that is going to take over the world. That I don't think that's us. Do you? Just doesn't make any sense. We're an integrated potentially integrated, diverse community. I want to say it our highest ideal. And there's so many facets of our history. Native American to begin with, the tragedy of the genocide, but then the influx of immigrants and um, this country has been seen as like the potential of dreams to start again. The push towards eradication of class. And yes, I'm not saying this that's happened like perfectly, but there are elements in our culture that we're always trying to get there. And I don't really believe that as a majority of this country wants to go back to a time, even pre, well, they want to go back to the 1700s or something, not even like the 1800s, the Alito and Thomas, right? They want to pass laws that came back into the 1700s. I think when they were trying to bring down Roe versus Wade. Okay, let's see what else. And then you have the evangelicals who want us to take us back to 2000 BC, where they were still stoning people, and um, yeah. Let's see. Yes, our diversity is our strength. It's our superpower. Jasmine saying JD Vance governance would be worse than the felons, and it would be total hell. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to rephrase that because I don't want to predict it. I don't really see it happening. So I'm going to rephrase your comment. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take the liberty, Jasmine. JD Vance governance could be worse. Or its intention is to be worse than the felon, and it could be total hell. It would be if it happened. Under him, women will be below second-class citizens if he has his way. I'm going to just rephrase it because I don't predict that it will happen. I don't see it happening. I hope that I'm correct on that. So Sharon's saying JD is weak. He is very weak, and he's so wrong-footed. He's not. He's stupid. I mean, he's swarmy, and it's not that he's obviously he was able to get his degrees, but he's just socially awkward, I guess, too socially awkward. And he always says the wrong thing. He always says the quiet part out loud. And it makes people not like him. I don't think very many people like him at all. And Usha definitely doesn't like him right now. I feel so sorry for her, even though, was she complicit like Melania with Donald sharing the same views? I don't really know, but I do see that it's horrible for any woman to be humiliated in the way that she was humiliated, not just with the way that Erica was so intimate with him on stage, but also when he said that he was waiting for her to convert to Christianity, and then something like, didn't he say, "Oh, she's a brown woman"? Like, I don't know, like how Usha could handle being with this man, and he's so supercilious and not obsequious. He's just swarmy. He's so full of himself to say something like that, as if it's just taken for granted that his religion is a superior religion, and of course, Usha is going to be, her salvation or something. He's Who does he think he is? Who does he think he's speaking to? I'm just mind blown by him. Like saying things about Usha Vance and Christianity when you know she's a Hindu. Yeah, exactly. And his kids are also have brown skin and an Indian background. So what happens if he does leave her? I hope she gets the kids, because he probably just wants to start off again with white kids, right? That's because I don't think the Aryan Brotherhood can handle anything other than it's whites only. That's the club. Oh, um, Sharon. inside, I didn't see that. In South Park, they have JD as small and like tattoo from Fantasy Island. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my God. Hey, Steve. The way air grabbed JD's back of his head when she kissed him and he put her hands on her waist. Yeah, I did ask my guides, and there's indication. None of my business, just alleged. And what do I know? Um, yeah, that maybe things started cooking between JD and Erica like 2 weeks after CK's tragic demise. But I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that I don't know, but that's what my guides heard. Um, so CMP saying he's Opus Dei. Oh, but by the way, the Pope has cast Opus Dei out of the Catholic Church. Just so you know. Um, yeah, Opus Dei, the only true religion of psychopaths and narcissists and megalomaniacs, right? Um, there are bomb threats again and vote flipping in some of the elections. Tell me more about that, Barbara. I heard there were some bomb threats, but what about the vote flipping? Is that something you see psychically, or was there proof of that? So, yeah, that's been entertainment. I started out the video for any or the live for any of you who came later talking about this because I've been just watching everything that pops up on YouTube, and I'm not on TikTok, but I see a lot of TikTok on YouTube. It's so funny. I love the performers, who perform as Erica because she's so extra. She's entertainment. She's terrifying, but she's entertainment. Yeah, I love Pope Leo, but he announced it recently. I think they're no longer the Catholic Church is no longer affiliated with Opus Dei. Let's see. I just saw a comment today saying there was a woman from Smart Election speaking about this. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know if they'll do enough to alter the elections. Do you? I still feel the Democrats are going to get huge victories. I think there's been some counter planning on this. Maybe in certain districts, but well, we'll see afterwards. I always get nervous predicting elections because my emotions get in my way. But yeah, Sharon, I heard about that. Oh, okay. There was a voter roll issue in Pennsylvania. At least people are looking for it, though. People are aware. Well, we'll see. I get a blue tsunami or a blue nami. Um, yeah, I do too. Hey, Minnie, come on. I don't know if you can hear my cat. I guess she wants to be on the show. Well, what are you doing, sweetie? Come on. Hey. So funny since I got her about a year ago. She didn't come into the kitchen when I was here anyway, for a long time, and then she started to come in. She's getting more and more bold. So she's almost completely, if not completely, officially 100% house cat. Oh my God, she's so sweet. She's really funny. It's been funny watching her personality, really kind of come out who she really is, as she feels more calm here. And I mean, this is her house as well as mine. She's so smart. Nanette, you're saying some of her founders were Opus Dei. Um, yeah, I don't know the history of Opus Dei. What did people believe in his time, and what do people believe the same now? Has it changed? Has it morphed? I'm not sure. Yes, blue. Yeah, I think people are going to come out regardless, and it's still going on, isn't it? Because it goes on until the polls close. So they're trying to cheat, but I'm not seeing it, at least not effective. The turnout's much bigger than even anybody, or at least the GOP thought it could be. It's overwhelming, and I feel like these states where the important elections are happening have really, really tried to buckle down on security and having contingency plans. I'm talking to my guys right now regarding, like, if there's a bomb threat here, this is what we're going to do. People are ready for a change, and it's the timing of this. I don't know what they're thinking, what the Republicans are thinking to take SNAP benefits away at this point, because they're going to lose so much support. They already have, and I've heard other people reiterate this now, but it did come to my mind about the redistricting. I was thinking, even if they redistrict, they're going to, like, those districts that were just major, red districts are not going to be red districts anymore. And they're going to put themselves in more peril. It would have been better for them not to attempt to redistrict, because of the starving of the people, and taking away their ability to afford health insurance, and of course the farmers, and they're so obtuse and mind dead regarding the impact of their behavior on their base. They take their base for granted. Of course, they stopped going to town halls, right? Because obviously, their their base has shown up angry. But I feel like they just don't. Maybe they think they can intimidate, and they can um, hack and retabulate, and it doesn't matter anymore. I just don't think that is true. They've miscalculated. They've overshot their mark. Yeah, it's ridiculous that they keep blaming Democrats for the shutdown, because people can see. Barbara saying we need to verify the vote after an election, according to Nathan Taylor. I 100% agree. Yes, people can't afford to eat and have health care. It will not help the GOP. Yeah, they should have invited MAGA to the party, the Great Gatsby party, right? I let them eat cake, but they don't even let them eat cake. There's going to be a lot of stories from that party, a lot of videos, a lot of it's my guides, I think, telling me a lot of I guess the word of the day is scandalous events that took place. It was bad. The obtuseness of it. I'd be really curious as who was there. Um, let's see what else. Please continue asking your questions. We got time. The guides say, I'm going to ask about JD's. That's what they're showing me. He's just not, he's ill-fated. He's got not, oh God, obviously it's bad karma, but like timing, the stars don't align well for him. And he's disliked. I just feel he's pushed out. He's pushed away out of just, he's just so close to getting the prize, but he's pushed away. That's what I'm seeing. And I guess I could ask about Erica too. She's going to marry some rich dude. She may marry JD, but if she does, I feel the guides say it will, a flash in the pan, it won't last very long. And then she's on to the next one. Yeah. Follow that money, honey. Um, so, here's a question about the government. I asked that too. Uh, the government will reopen, they say. Some people don't want it to reopen. Steve Miller and people like that, they want this to be the coup, to be the takeover, to shut the government down and bring in, pure autocracy. But there's something pushing heavily back on that, and they're not going to be successful. This is ill-timed, an ill-timed takeover. They just don't have the support. And the government will open again. Okay, when? Somebody asked me when. I'll ask myself. And that's ironic because I'm not very good with timing, but I still have the curiosity. See, soon, soon, and I do see I think almost the actuality, inevitability of little Mikey Johnson being taken down, not taken down physically. I mean, taken down as speaker, like pushed out of that role, and somebody else coming in. Maybe even Hakeem Jeffries. That would be the ultimate irony, wouldn't it? That so many Republicans are disgusted with little Mikey Johnson, or enough. I shouldn't say so many. I want to say enough that they vote Hakeem Jeffries in as a speaker. I'm not sure about on that one, but it could happen. Jasmine saying, "Yeah, I agree. Every time an election, bomb threats. Yeah, and behind Elon, I believe it's Russian interference, bomb threats. I think that's they're all together on it. Oh, Steve, you're getting middle of this month for the government to open, right? And the Democrats are going to push back, and the independents and some of the Republicans. They're just like had enough of it. It's enough already, and they really want to govern. They really want to get on with it, and they're tired of this regime. They're just tired of it, and they need to take their power, right? Like the Senate recently that have voted down the tariffs. Finally, Um, so that's a related question, right? Mikey, I call him little Mikey Johnson. If he was a Disney character, he would be a little mouse with whiskers and that lady from Port Huron, that congresswoman. I see her like Tom and Jerry or something, like a cat, like little cat with whiskers, and then he's a little mouse. My imagination is nuts, but that's how I see them. Like I can't help it. And somebody, I would love to see somebody do an AI. Oh my God. Um, so Sharon's saying the same people who thought it was okay to let the false results election go through have done nothing to fix the problem. I don't know if they've done nothing, but at the same time, I need to ask because I don't know what has been done either. Hey Matilda. Um, no, things have been done behind the scenes. The Democrats haven't been passive. They've appeared passive. And there have been, within the Democratic Party, some tension about what to do, what needs to be done. But I see things have been done behind the scenes, trying to figure out what happened during the election. And there's some kind of need for being quiet about it. Maybe because they don't trust the regime. They they carry on with their investigations, but they do it under cover, under deep cover. That's what I'm hearing. Um, yeah, the House has only been in session 12 days. It's criminal to us, we the people. So it's almost time to go, but I will. I want to ask my guides a few more things. Um, I have a a pop up here. I don't know why. It's from Microsoft Copilot. Go away. Um, yeah, and Itty Baby, that sounds like, I mean, it makes sense. That sounds right. They don't want to erode our beliefs in a fair election. Of course, Putin wants that. Whatever happens here, that's his main goal, is to erode our beliefs in democracy. What was it? Or I should just ask them, is there anything else? I forgot. I had something in mind to ask them, but then kind of got distracted. So let's see. Yeah, the guides have other things to say. Two things. Democracy will be strong. It will stand. It will stand this test. They're showing me the Statue of Liberty standing strong. And they say the east winds, the east wing, I'm sorry, will be rebuilt. And they have all the plans. They have every, meticulous uh, blueprints and inventory, all of that. They will, if something is missing, they'll reproduce it. But there's going to be a strong will to rebuild it and make the people who tore it down pay for the rebuilding. May come from the Trump Foundation, whatever, that money. I swear to God, if we the people had to pay for it, and there's billions of us, if we just gave $5 each, we could have enough money to pay for it. But I don't know if the taxpayers will pay for it, but it will be rebuilt. I feel that's so important. And we forget, it's like, I hate this being inundated with so much news, and the media being in the pocket of Putin and the billionaires, that we can't really focus on this. It's women's history, right? It's the East Wing is so beautiful. It's where the Christmas decorations go up. It's where the celebrations occur, and the desecration of that is such a deep and heavy wound. And I feel like we need to remember it, not to forget it. It's part of our psyche, It's part of our anatomy, almost, of the United States. We need it to come back, and it will. The guides say it will. And I'm not the only. They're saying, Melissa, you're not the only person who feels this way, even though it seems like it. Um, yeah, they do. They need to freeze the assets of Trump from money laundering and tax evasion. Um, Jasmine says we need to win the 2 governor races and the mayor. Oh, that's New York. That was the state that I forgot to mention at the beginning. And California, of course. Yeah, let's turn our thoughts to and our prayers to winning. I mean, voting is crucial and essential, and there's still time to vote, but we want to see it manifest. Right, I 100% agree. Nanette says, fear not, walk in faith, stay strong, love to all, and keep praying for the best outcome. Yes, I agree. All the money that Trump's organization, made during his presidency needs to be put in our treasury to pay back everything that they stole, to repay for that party. I wouldn't be surprised if the taxpayers paid for that stupid, disgusting party. So another show has flown by. Is there any other question you want me to answer, or is it okay to just say see you next time? I can answer a few more. I don't mind. Oh, Did I, when I asked my guides, did I tell you it was two things, right? The one was that democracy will stand strong, and the second was everything. Okay, yeah, I did. Everything will be rebuilt. Everything will come back. So yeah, I agree. Stand strong, everybody. Hold the light. I love you. Take care. Be safe out there, and I'll see you. I'll see you sometime next week. Okay. Be good. um, what does it even mean? Be good. Feel good. That's what I should say. Not be good. I mean, be kind and compassionate and loving. Yes, all of that. But feel good. Does it stop making sense? Right? The B-52s. Okay. Bye.